Hey everybody, we are back with another great episode of Coast to Coast Lifestyles with myself, Heather Kusiba, in the Seattle East Side area. And then we also have Cassie Webb with Elevate over in the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And today, because Halloween is tomorrow, we are doing our last little fun Halloween themed month. And today we're going to talk about just kind of what trick or treating looks like in our areas. It differs really a lot from community to community, let alone state to state. So it'll be kind of fun learning what everybody does. So why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, so I have a question. First of all,
Yes.
What is your weather like about this time of year? Like, is it getting cold? Because like you were saying trick or treat in different states, and I was like, yeah, we're all the way across the country from each other. And then I was like, wait a minute, is it freezing cold?
It honestly depends on the year. It could be an absolute torrential downpour. It could be a nice day. Those are very rare. It's usually overcast. It can be, by the time trick-or-treating time rolls around, it can be in the 40s. It can be in the 60s. But I think it was last week you had also mentioned that there it gets it gets dark at 5:30. Here during the winter, it gets dark before 4.
Oh my
So
God. Nope.
yeah, like I think the earliest it gets dark and like during the winter solstice, I want to say it's like 3:45 or 3:50 or something like that.
No, I thought it was bad
Yeah.
here. I want to know if anyone knows where is it like not get dark until like 8 o'clock at night, no matter what time of year it is. That's what I need to know. I'm planning for
Maybe
retirement.
closer to the equator.
That's what I'm thinking. I gotta start thinking about retirement. I got a birthday coming up. Actually, tomorrow is my youngest son's birthday.
Ooh,
So
fun.
I'm still kind of riding the wave of like, we don't really have to do a party other than our family, celebration, because like the whole world is like partying tonight.
Yep.
Have a kid on Halloween.
Hey, to be fair, my birthday is the day after Halloween, so not tomorrow, but the day after. And like, I remember growing up, my parents were like, "Wait, 2 days of sugar high, Heather. I don't know if this is a good idea."
There's pros and cons. But no. See, I have them on the same day, and it's just one day, and it's good. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, yeah. So here, I say like the year of 2020, things looked quite a bit different. But outside of that, yeah, we're pretty still. So right about the middle of the month, people we have all kinds of festivities that start kicking up. We have a lot of everything from restaurants to libraries to churches. A lot of places have like movie nights, like family friendly, but like scary movie nights, trunk or treats, fall festivals. There's a big foam party that I think is their second year, was their second year of doing. And then but yeah, on actual Halloween night, we there's still a variety. There's actually some churches that still do big, kind of like fall festival costumes, games and candy and stuff on Halloween night. And then there's some communities that do kind of like a trunk or treat and stuff, but we still have a lot of neighborhoods that do old school, kids in costumes walking down the street with their little, baskets and, trick or treat. So we still do that for sure. There's a couple neighborhoods too that are kind of like a little golf cart type neighborhood, and so like the parents, it's like cheating. I'm like, where was the golf carts? I'm right at the tail end of the trick-or-treating, but I'm like, let's a ride around the golf cart. And then some of them even have some of the neighborhoods even have kind of like little block parties and things. So definitely lots of fun things. And then you can do like kind of more traditional Halloween trick-or-treat, or there's a lot of other kind of activities that lead up to it. For the adults, of course, there's all kinds of pub crawls and different things to
Yeah.
costume parties. And I'm not a costume person, so I usually stay pretty low key this time of year. But yeah, so that's my parenting tip for the day. So.
There you go. I feel like we're.
Yeah, what about you guys? Like, y'all still doing like the old school, like walking around the neighborhoods kind of thing?
It is definitely dwindling quite a bit. In fact, the last two places that I've lived here, we have had no kids. I lived in a condo for about 5 years, and now I live in a house, and I still don't see any kids. But to make your entire way around the loop at the lake we live on is over 2 miles, and so
Right.
and it's incredibly hilly, so you don't really want to walk around in costume for 2 miles up and down steep hills. So we don't, in my community, don't really have trick or treating as far as I know. It might be more common on the other side of the lake, but not ours. Yeah, we have a lot of communities that have transitioned into the trunk or treating. Like I know that our little circle around the lake also does trunk or treating, like a couple of days prior, usually on a weekend. Other than that, we do have some communities that still do traditional trick or treating. We have a ton of communities that do trunk or treating. But what's really interesting is we've kind of covered this in the past, in that we have a lot of money in this area, like CEOs of tech companies, and
y'all got Jeff Bezos. Can you go? I want to trick or treat.
Right. So, oh yeah. So what's really funny, so all of those like big money areas are like just outside of the city where we have a lot of condos and stuff. So what typically happens is the less affluent areas and the condos tend to go to those rich communities, and they all trick or treat in those communities. And we have an area just outside of Bellevue called Clyde Hill that is just all money. Like there's not a house on that hill that's under, I don't know, 3 million, maybe. Like I've seen them go up past 10. And so they're just beautiful, beautiful homes with beautiful views of downtown Bellevue. And that's where a lot of the people go to trick or treat, because they're like, well, they're going to have good candy, probably, maybe. Yeah, I would say that that's pretty common as well. I also don't really dress up. I haven't in like about a decade. But there's also a lot of areas around here, I don't know if you have the same, that just dress up their farm or their house or whatever in Halloween theme. So like the other day, as like a little side note, I was driving through downtown Bellevue, and there's this brand new condo building, just gorgeous. It's only like 5 stories tall, which is small for Bellevue, but gorgeous building. On the first livable floor up above, they at their dining table put 2 skeletons and a dog skeleton begging for food from the other 2 skeletons. And then you round the corner to the other side of their unit, and they have like a little breakfast bar set up, and they have 2 skeletons playing cards together. And then like right down the street from me, there's also a farm who put up a giant, I don't know if you've seen that, I think it's Home Depot or something, but a giant Grim Reaper that looks like it's floating, and then a Headless Horseman as well. And for the first like week of October, they made the, like, I want to say like 30, 40 skeletons look like they're running away. But now they have lights up, and like half the skeletons have like party hats and cowboy hats and stuff like that. And now it looks like all the skeletons are partying with the Grim Reaper. It's fabulous. So we do have some stuff like that to kind of celebrate in lieu of trick-or-treating for some places.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that sounds exciting. Yeah, I was thinking about that, because I'm like, I think you live in a kind of rural area, and that's scary. You don't do that in South Mississippi. You don't just like go walking on people's land, because would not be good. And then also like condos, like a lot of condos, I don't know if they're favorable or allow that, because the scariest thing is like HOA and COAs.
Yeah, they're so scary.
We could do horror stories of HOA. There's a couple funny videos, but anyway.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We had we had this there was this community over in Louisiana, and they had been cited for I used to do HOA management. It was the worst. It was a very challenging job. I learned a lot. Not gonna do it again. But anyway, so there was this neighborhood, and I was training, and they're like, yeah, see that, like those little reindeer. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, they got a violation for having out of season decor in their yard, right? Because it had been however many days. You have how many days past the holiday to take your holiday decorations down. Okay. So they got mad. So they started decorating the reindeer for every holiday. So they were always in.
I love the pettiness. That's great.
So like when I went through there, it was like 4th of July, and they were wearing these like little red, white, and blue scarves, and like like yeah, they're like when it's when it's Christmas, it's pretty easy, but yeah, they're like every single like year round, they have the reindeer dressed in whatever the current holiday is.
I love that so much.
Petty. But yeah, they don't get cited anymore because the reindeer are always in season. So
I love the pettiness of that person, and I want to be that person's friend. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, gosh, I don't know if we're gonna make stats next week if they'll be out. We might actually have to like play it by ear, but I definitely want to dig into the weather a little bit next week and see like what our weather's looking like. Yeah, that'd be fun. Ours is like, I'll just tell you, you have no idea. You literally have to wake up and check the weather because it might be 30 degrees, it might be 100 degrees, like you do not know. So we'll do a little weather forecast.
I think that'll be fun.
Okay, guys, so this has been fun, and we look forward to seeing you next week when Heather will be a year older.
Oh my God, don't even remind me. Wait, you're also going to be a year older by the time our next one comes. Both of us have birthdays within a few days of each other, so.
Decade older. I'll be a decade older, so I'll see you guys on the other side of the hill next week. So.
Oh goodness.
So yeah, y'all have a great week, and we will see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye.